Okay, I'm Bella and I'm in 10th grade.
I'm Jonathan. I'm the Director of Admissions here at the Upper School.
I'm Joey. I'm in 8th grade.
Okay, what are some of your goals as head of admissions for Black students at SAS?
Oh, that's a great question. My goal as the head of admissions is to make sure we're represented here at the school. That as learning about Seattle, I'm new, I'm coming from Virginia, but learning about the demographics of the students and make sure we have representation for those moments of who we are as people here at the school so that you're not feeling like you're by yourselves on campus and make sure there's proper representation for what's going on here at Seattle.
How has BLM affected SAS as a community?
So again, I'm new to the community and seeing that. So as I think about that, it's a matter of it's giving a voice to a lot of people, not just Black people. It may be disproportionately not us that are speaking a lot, but it's made it so this moment to be very important to represent and speak our truths, of knowing that it's important for the community of SAS and the local Capitol Hill community to not just have those Black Lives Matter signs in their walls and on their windows, but actually create moments of artifacts and change. And so for me, I'm still waiting to see as I navigate my way throughout Seattle of how those moments become true actions. And that's really important to me as a person.
Has your experience at an independent school shaped your work that you do here at SAS?
Oh, that's a loaded question because even though I'm a director of admissions here, I actually went to a private boarding school for high school back in Virginia. There were 5 incoming students that were African American my freshman year, and when I graduated, there were 5 exiting students, and 3 of which those African American students transferred out. So in that process of being there, there were some sad moments where people weren't their best as what they would call someone by namesake, and it was difficult. And so now as an adult, I want to be really mindful and be intentional about how we are treated, how we are heard, how we're represented in a way, because we are not stereotypical people. We should be respected, we should be honored. There should be representation at different levels of school administration, of the student body, of school leadership that reflects us as people. Because to ask you to be yourself and to arrive every day as a brown person is difficult. And it's hopefully moments where there are different administrators in the school that represent you. So you have some moments to say, I want to be that teacher or that school administrator. So I think it's really important.
Why is it important to you to be a part of BSU at SAS?
It's important because we didn't have one in my old school where I was at when I was a student. So it's odd, we created one the year that I left. But it's important to just be there as an adult, to provide support and context for you all. So again, representation, that like, as you look in however many students there are at Seattle Academy versus however many people there are that are diverse, and certainly brown, it's important that you all have a voice and that we can get together as a group to collectively talk about who we are, because there's safety in numbers. There's articles and books that talk about why do all the Black kids sit together at the dining hall. There's a moment where we feel safe, you feel acknowledged, you feel recognized. And I'm just happy to be here for this moment of Black History Month with the BSU to just say it's great. It's a great moment and a great honor to be looking at you two for 8th grade and then the young person 10th grade to see how awesome you all are.
Okay, what are things you remember about Black History Month growing up?
I remember growing up, it really consisted predominantly of just MLK, because he was like the safe way to talk about it. And so Malcolm X and some of the other writers and some of the other leaders weren't really discussed as much. But still leading into the legacy of Dr. King and thinking about it, you kind of learn more about how Dr. King and Malcolm X kind of came together in the end and realizing that maybe kind of going the all Black perspective was better. And some of the times where Dr. King kind of was frustrated at the end with the nonviolence part. But as I think about Black History Month, it's just a moment, again, for representation. I can't keep saying that word, but it's there. Just being able to take a moment that is not just a month. That again, as we have the BLM movement that you mentioned, the importance of having representation every single day. And so that we don't just wait for the shortest month of the year to have a month of history. And I just think that's really important. And that's kind of what I bring to work every day, is wanting to be there for you all as people and all the students, but particularly the diverse students, because there's less of us in the atmosphere. So yeah, very important.